Hey everybody, I'm Christopher Green. You're tuning in to AMTV, Alternative Media Television, hard-hitting in your face. Thank you so much for your tremendous support, everything that you guys do. I want to welcome all of our newest subscribers on demand, $4.95 a month, start your free trial, 14-day trial, $49.95 a year, get a little bit of a discount. Support us directly, independently, alternatively, and a welcome to the underground, uncensored, uncut, unfettered community that makes up Alternative Media TV. We've been talking about how the mainstream media is constantly spinning, throwing the curveball, changing the narrative. We talked about it in a previous story just a couple of minutes ago on the Tulsa police shooting, which looked justified to me. And again, an unarmed man. Watch that story. We'll put up a card to go to check that out. But I also had to mention, because we need to cover all of it in its entirety, another shooting. Again, I go to bed, there's one that's like happened a couple days ago as they're shifting the narrative, and then there's another one when I wake up in Charlotte. A Charlotte police shooting, which also looked justified upon first impression. Something that the mainstream media won't tell you, because the guy had a gun. Not that that's justification to shoot, with intent to kill or defend yourself or anything like that. But again, upon first impression, looked justified. And they're only using this to shift, to control the narrative, to promote the terrorist organization that makes up Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter. All lives matter, actually. All of our lives matter, not just Black Lives Matter. That's very racist, actually. But Black Lives, okay, all of us matter. Just my take on it. I think many of your take as well. Charlotte police shooting, Keith Lamont Scott was armed, police chief says. Officers did not find a book, that's what they said, where Keith Lamont Scott was shot Tuesday. Charlotte Mecklenburg Police Chief Kerr Putney said Wednesday. Scott's family had said he was reading a book in his car when he was shot. No, gun. Putney also said that while witnesses and evidence indicate Scott had a handgun when he was shot, Putney could not say for certain Wednesday whether Scott was pointing the gun at officers. He said the officer who shot Scott, Brentley Vinson, was not wearing a body camera. And I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, because you start going from story to story on this and you kind of lose focus of the facts, something that they also want you to do. So confirm it for me. Put it in the comment box. I believe the officer that shot Keith was also black. Didn't have a book, as I want you to believe, but a gun. Based on witnesses and evidence found, Keith Lamont Scott, the man killed by Charlotte Mecklenburg police, Tuesday exited his car with a handgun before he was shot. I wasn't there as an eyewitness, but again, first impression actually seems justified. And I'm not taking away from the tragedy at all. Absolutely tragic. And I'm not saying there's not racism, and I'm not saying there's not bad apple cops out there that should be tried, prosecuted, and they should go to prison if decided by the jury of their peers, which is part of our constitutional process here in the United States of America, but people don't really seem to care about that anymore. As I mentioned with Dzhokhar Tsarnaev, one of the alleged Boston bombers who was shot at openly during a martial law declaration in one of America's largest city in Boston, where they just unloaded round after round while he was hiding unarmed in a boat. Police again say that Keith had a gun, but his family members said he was carrying a book. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this, but it was very important to mention the chief, Charlotte police chief, also African-American, I believe, says we found a gun, not a book. Gun, not a book. Gun, not a book. Get out everywhere, make it viral, hard hitting your face. I'm Christopher Green. Thank you for tuning in, supporting us on demand, $4.95 a month, $49.95 a year. We'll be right back.